Everybody ready to do this thing? This is a fun episode. I have the comments open, so jump on in. It is time. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fun show tonight because it's full of breaking down utter hypocrisy garbage. Somebody died today. I bet many people know who. It's been all over the news. Rush Limbaugh died today. So in this short episode, I am going to rip apart where society has gone, the hypocrisy that we deal with, and the utter disgust that is the intolerant left. And I only say these things because I can back them up with truth. So you're going to get truth, like I always give you on Interpreting the News with John. Follow us everywhere, as you see in the bottom of the screen. We, the people, are the news, Instagram and Facebook. So, what do you think happened after Rush Limbaugh died? Well, Hollywood celebrities celebrate his death. We're going to get into that and how disgusting these creatures are. The ones that claim to be these really hip, tolerant, hippie, happy-go-lucky, loving individuals. They're celebrating death because they are, in fact, happy, tolerant, intolerant, which makes no sense, but that's the basic coding of their nature. They are pieces of shit. Hey.
That was easy.
So, let's see where we go with this. First off, we have a tweet from Meghan McCain. People who can't show grace when famous people they disagree with die reveal their true character, and it only reflects on them. Everyone has a family and people who love them. Well, that would be a good tweet, I would say. But she deleted it. Why did she delete it? Did ABC reach out? Did the View producers reach out? Did her co-host reach out? Was she under threat of being canceled for saying something that makes perfect sense? I don't know. She's a flip-flopper at best, and she's, like everybody, fearing for her job because of the woke culture and the cancel culture. Now, has anybody ever thought that everybody's falling in line because they're scared they're going to get canceled and lose their job, so they act like they're these super hardcore leftists because they want to keep their job and they're scared to just say what it is? If you see my chin hair being all stupid, that's called mask beard. It's an effect that's taking over everyone that has beards. So I don't know why she canceled that tweet, deleted that tweet, not canceled. But on this episode, I'm canceling a lot of motherfuckers because they need canceling.
That was easy.
So let's get right to it. Let's see how hypocrisy goes, and let's see how tolerant these pieces of shit really are. David Cross. Everybody can remember David Cross from Scary Movie 2. He was the guy with the little hand. No, I'm sorry, not with the little hand. I'm sorry. He was the guy in the wheelchair where he wouldn't grab the guy with the little hand. Grab my hand. It's my strong hand. No, he was the guy in the wheelchair that was running the haunted house, essentially. He tweets, "Cancer killed cancer." So you're siding with cancer? I'm very confused. And you're saying that Rush Limbaugh's cancer to society because he had conservative ideals. Now, I have to start this whole episode with saying, I don't think I ever listened to Rush Limbaugh in my entire life. That's a fact. So I can't tell you... Oh, that was a chiropractic adjustment. All right, so I can't tell you exactly what this man did or said at all times. So to sit here and say I knew exactly what he did would be a complete lie. I know what the talking heads have said. I even listened to Juan Williams on The Five say that he was a friend of his. So Juan Williams kind of sides with math being racist right now and everything woke in woke culture. And he didn't have a problem with Rush Limbaugh. But David Cross, who hasn't, as far as I know, been in anything since Scary Movie 2, and of course he probably has, I don't know what he does, it's irrelevant. If you have a blue check mark next to your name and you think you're special, you live, you breathe, you eat, you shit. You are nothing special, David Cross. You are just another moron who has an avenue. Like myself. See, I identify as another moron because I understand the human's place in the world. And I understand opinions, but what I don't understand is you saying cancer killed cancer. You, sir, are a piece of human crap. Let's move on to the next. Oh, John Cusack. He's always saying stupid ass shit. Never speak ill of the dead, the poet tells us, but the truth demands the recognition of some facts. Besides Murdoch, there has been no more destructive a practitioner of the big lie for profit in U.S. history. So the big lie here is he didn't agree with his politics. Isn't that bizarre? That's where we are. That's where we are. And wait until you see how I tie this in at the end with utter stupidity, hypocrisy, and where the left serves you shit on a plate and you eat it. Because that is the circle we do. That's where we get into the nitty gritty and the fun stuff. One of the Arquettes, don't know her, would walk by her in real life unless it was the one that was in Little Nicky with the snaggletooth, or David Arquette. I know David Arquette. He was married to Monica from Friends for a while. But here's her tweet. It's a real shame when someone wasted their lives spewing hate and lies. What lonely, sad, and empty place it must be at the end. No. As far as my understanding, he had a large audience and a lot of people respected the guy. Even on the other side, a lot of people respected the guy. You intolerant. I'll tell you later. I'll see you next Tuesday about that. I don't even have to hit the easy button for that. That was all pun. Billy Baldwin. Oh, God. Another Baldwin. We have the other Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, who, gets completely wrecked, leaves his daughter voicemails about her being a fuck-up and all that shit. He's a real hardcore lib. Has a lot of problems. Has many, many meltdowns. As you see, the going rate for liberals that are super, super politicized are meltdowns. Just complete anger. He got kicked off a plane because he wouldn't stop playing Words with Friends, cursed everyone out. This man, first of all, this is not Billy. I'm not talking about Billy. I'm talking about Alec, that piece of shit. He was, and always is, an over-the-top piece of shit. Okay? And now here comes little Billy. Little Billy coming in. What was Billy in? Was Billy the one in Biodome? Let me know in the comments. Little Billy comes in. Enjoy hell. Reveling in the death of somebody that was fighting stage 4 lung cancer because their politics and some of their off-colored comments and jokes did not mesh with you. But again, I can't vouch for his jokes. I never listened to Rush Limbaugh, but I'm listening to liberals of different races still say they've shared cigars with him, supported him, and talked to him on the phone. So, I don't think that it warrants enjoy hell. That's what warrants, I don't know, say a dictator. And I'm going to get into this on tomorrow's episode. Everyone know about the concentration camps in China? Do you know that Biden last night basically made an excuse for China to have those concentration camps? And what they do to women in those concentration camps for being Muslim? Rape, gang rape, insertion into the vagina with a taser. And Joe Biden last night did not denounce that when he had the chance. But we're going to get into that tomorrow, kids. So be here at 6 o'clock. But so yeah, Billy Baldwin, enjoy hell. That's a great tweet, Billy. You're pretty much useless as an actor. I don't know what you're in. And your whole family suffers from complete anger and delusions. So seek help, you dick.
That was easy.
Here we go from Star Trek, George Takei. I guess I'm grateful that he lived long enough to see Trump defeated by Biden. Oh, that's a really good joke. That's a really good one. You are a piece of shit too. And mostly everybody loves this guy. And this is what you come out with. I'm grateful that he lived long enough. So you're saying you wish he would have died earlier? Fuck you. Horrible, horrible human being. You just made the list of horrible human beings. You are canceled. Everyone I've just discussed, canceled. Meghan McCain, you're on the fence of being canceled because you did what you did, I'm sure, because you didn't want Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of the cast of Joy Behar and the rest of them to cancel you themselves. So I'm canceling everybody today because that's what we do. We just cancel people. And you know what? It means nothing, just like if you cancel me. It means absolutely fucking horseshit because I will not let you cancel me. It's physically impossible. I'm uncancelable. But listen to this shit.
Rush Limbaugh, another white man propagating hate and lies, is dead. Once he was an important man. Once he mattered. Now he's just decomposing matter.
I don't even know who this guy is. He's got a check mark, and he's known as a famous person. He looks literally like some homeless crackhead on the way into the subway that's covered in his own dirty poo-poo feces. Yet he's got his little check mark, and he was once. You listen to his stupid wannabe little poem of absolute disgust. Canceled. I wish I knew who you were because I would tell you to your face, but you'd probably be asking me for my fucking change, you loser lowlife. Today's a hot episode where I curse a lot, and do you know why? Because I'm talking and addressing trash. Fucking trash. So I'm not even going to hit this button all the time. Alright, Ethan Embry. Don't know who the fuck you are either, but I bet you feel really good with your blue check, you piece of shit. If you need a lesson on how influential white supremacy is in America, watch the response of Rush's death. Of course, so you're saying Juan Williams is racist? You're saying everybody that's conservative, that doesn't have a problem with Rush Limbaugh, is racist? And again, I can't even vouch for the guy. I'm just disgusted with your actual thought patterns. They're completely corrupt down to the core. The coding is completely corrupt. But I'm sure you're happy that Cuomo in the back over there got his Emmy. Even though now they're asking for his Emmy to be taken back. We would like to take back the Emmy. People are calling for his Emmy to be taken away. The guy's a governor. Fuck his Emmy. Fuck him. Put him under investigation. You gotta be kidding me with these people in this world. Okay? So of course, everything, no matter what. If you follow Rush, means you're a racist, and that's exactly why Meghan McCain was probably forced to take down her tweet. Okay, here's OGAG. So Adam Goldberg, I had to look it up. He was an actor in Saving Private Ryan. When the hell did that come out? Wasn't that like a fucking lifetime ago in movie land? Has he been in anything? When did Private Ryan come out? I forgot to say Saving. July 23rd, 1998. Well, I would cancel you, but you might have actually been canceled since 1998 because I don't know who the fuck you are. But you have your check mark, okay? So the Adam Goldberg, the John from Interpreting the News says to you, fuck you. And this is what he was saying. Rest in peace to a legend and a patriot. This is what he was saying was the lowest thing he saw, which was Rand Paul's tweet. Not many people can say they revolutionized and stayed on top of an industry the way he did. My condolences to his family. See? We're going to go through this. I got to get this right. Right. Okay. Respectful human being. Piece of shit. Opposite opposite spectrum of the aisles. We're seeing a running motif. And I would denounce any conservative that would say, oh my God, like, imagine Barack Obama dies in the future of stage 4 lung cancer. And people are like, you know what? His presidency was the beginning of a progressive era that led to, the absolute demolishment of the Constitution. Even if you say that, I would be like, if you say, thank God this guy is dead, you're a piece of shit. Okay? So I'm just trying to show you how it all goes together. Because at the end, like I said, I'm going to totally demolish everyone's thought pattern. And I hope you stay to see it. Or at least come back and fast forward to it. Oh, here we go. Kirk Acevedo says, one bigot dead, waiting for the rest to join him. Hashtag no bigots. Hashtag kid vicious with the knife. So I'm looking at Kirk Acevedo's face. And I'm like, I've seen this face before, and I remember it enraging me. I would love to punch this face. There you go. See, I used one of their terms. That's normal. We could say that. The Democrats totally revolutionized that. Everybody wanted to punch everyone in the face. So I'm like, where do I know him? He put on a very good performance. That's how I remembered this man. It's the only performance, as far as my understanding, I've ever seen him in. And he did so good that when I emulate it, my own fiance wants to punch me in the face because he was on a show called Kingdom and he played Dominic Ramos. And he would come to the gym and be like, it was because we were fucking. And his whole entire hunchback and his... He did a really good character. I'll give him that. He was played to be hated. I did hate him. Everybody should watch the show. Netflix should bring it back, just saying. But yeah, so this is him. So I guess everything that this loser moron said basically was he's waiting for all conservatives to be dead. And then he said Kid Vicious with a knife. Well, I'm looking at you, mate. Come do something about it. You do nothing. Next, Luke Null. Again, I didn't know who Acevedo was, but at least I saw him. I don't know who the fuck Luke Null is. But he's got his check mark, so he's feeling good and about himself and how highly ranked his opinion is. But again, he forgot we're all alive, we're all humans, all of our opinions matter, and we all have to have constructive conversation because we all end up 6 feet under or cooked into and put into an urn. So Rush Limbaugh already started a radio show in hell and is ranting about how the devil should shut the fiery gates because all these outsiders are ruining everything. I'd love to ask you to come on my show, but outside of this tweet, I couldn't even find you because you're that insignificant in the world, even though you have a blue check and you think you're very special. I'd ask you 5 questions, and I guarantee you I would rip you apart in 5 questions, and that's because I have a brain. You do not. But again, you're insignificant. You're insignificant. Daniel Summers, MD. Maybe they're on something. WFKARS. He's got a check mark, right? Rush Limbaugh was a terrible human being in life, and I refuse to abide by the convention that his death absolves him from criticism of his legacy of bigotry. I have a quick statement. Again, I don't know enough about Rush Limbaugh to say I actually know everything, so I can't. But if this man is actually an MD, I'm sure he's like some sort of doctor on some sort of TV show, like where they do like, oh, it's True TV's Botched or whatever the hell it is. Maybe he puts boobs in for a living or nose jobs. I don't know what this guy does. But I have a question. If, say Rush Limbaugh, and this was made as a good example on Grey's Anatomy, if Rush Limbaugh had a swastika across his chest or his belly, like one of the EMTs did in Grey's Anatomy, would that man still provide medical care to that person? Because he don't have a choice. That is his oath. But I'm wondering, just because of a tweet like this, I'm wondering if he's even a good person in general. But I would, again, cancel you. I don't know who you are enough to make it really matter. And I hope it wouldn't matter to you, because none of us give a fuck if you cancel us. Next, Louis Virtual. Vertel? Another one. Don't know who the fuck you are. Bet you think you're very special. Once I learned my aunt listened to Rush Limbaugh, I knew never to speak to my aunt again. Thanks, Rush. What in the world goes on in people's heads? So this person stopped talking to his blood because she listened to a radio station that involved politics that were probably not something that he, of course, liked. So he stopped talking to his family. I'm going to tell all the losers out there that stopped talking to their family over this to grow the fuck up. Because when we're all dead in what might feel like forever, but it's really quick in a big timeline, because time just keeps rolling. And as you get older, the time gets faster because you've experienced more time, because time doesn't really exist. It's a creation. We're all going to drop dead. And we're going to have this debate forever, probably, if there's an afterlife or if there's not. If there's an afterlife and you get there, and you were like, oh my God, here's my aunt I never spoke to because she listened to Rush Limbaugh. Do you at that point, do you face them and say, like, truce, we're all dead now? Or, truce, I was a fucking moron? Unless your aunt, you would say, founded a chapter of the KKK. Then you could say, there's a problem with my aunt morally. We should probably not deal with Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty is a Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan or a Cyclops. Yes, these are real rankings in the KKK, and you'll see at the end why I know this. Cyclops. I don't know what this account is, but it's got a check mark. It says cat pics and links to podcasts. Boring _as_heck. I'm sure your life is. I'm sure you're not getting much, because when you act like this, it's usually your hand and a jar of Vaseline. Rush Limbaugh got hit by a train and exploded. He crapped himself right before the train hit him also, and the train was filled with dog poop. I bet this person has a very productive, very accepting, open, and life full of joy. And a fleshlight or a fucking Sibian because nobody touches it. Shauna, the Golden Gate Blonde. Man, I know I'm on fire tonight. Karma will not... I don't know who this woman is again. Another check mark. Probably puts up pictures of herself in a thong. So she feels very, very... What happens to these people when they get old and saggy? Because I feel like they have no validation in their life. But I don't know. Maybe this one is old and saggy. She doesn't look that young in that picture. I hope she is young and she somehow heard this because it would really hurt her stupid check mark agenda. Karma will not allow me to say anything about Rush Limbaugh's death other than this. May he get the afterlife he earned. Well, I think that we might be living on hell right now, so maybe he's getting an afterlife that is good. I couldn't tell you. And then we have Jason O. Gilbert. Don't know who you are. Rest in peace, Rush Limbaugh. He got sucked down a toilet while shouting racial slurs. Very accepting and nice. You've been canceled now too, you fresh one. Hasanabi. Don't know who this person is. They get a check mark too. I feel like everybody should get check marks at this point. I have a show. Maybe I should have a check mark. I bet Jack Dorsey's going to be knocking and chomping at the bit to do that for me. I don't even have a Twitter account for this news show because Twitter's a piece of shit. Now, laughing my ass off, Rush Limbaugh died before he could get a full week to of coverage about how windmills are actually the reason why Texas is freezing because they're just like fans in a room. Actually, he didn't get a week of coverage. I'm going to take over on this topic, you stupid moron. It's clear as day not having backups and having a hybrid theory of how to get electricity created to all these houses is a problem. And if you can't see that, well, why don't you just go underwater and take a deep breath and see if it works out? Because that would be a problem unless you had a snorkel. So you have to use tools in this. Yeah, Texas is running through a lot of problems, as I talked about on last night's show. And one of them is the fact that the windmills are frozen. In Germany, the solar panels and the wind turbine don't have wind. People need to heat their homes. There's a report today that says people will have to learn how to deal with not heating their homes for the environment. So you don't want me to live in a warm home. You don't want me to eat meat because that's your preference because cows fart. And again, we all said AOC was crazy when she said we got to get rid of the cows. And they said that was just a tongue-in-cheek little remark she made. You know, I'm AOC. I just say crazy things. Aha! Well, the truth is they do want to take your meat. They are pushing it. They're pushing this environmental thing down your throat, and all of this is happening. So yeah, the windmills are frozen. We do need to heat our houses, and you people on the Uber left side said that, you know, like, we're gonna come for their guns. That was their big statement. Now they're coming for your meat and the warmth in your own house. So you better buy a fleece blanket, or, like I will, tell them to fuck the fuck off. And the Rolling Stone magazine, stupid commie rag piece of shite, with their, of course, check mark, how Rush Limbaugh did his best to ruin America. And you know what? People would read that headline and be like, Rush Limbaugh did his best to ruin America. They don't know anything about Rush Limbaugh. I don't even know much about Rush Limbaugh. This episode's more about pieces of shit and how they responded to a man dying of lung cancer, if you haven't gotten the gist yet. And hypocrisy. Because now I'm going to drag this right to the point. And then we will discuss. Anybody in these comment sections, fire up your volume. Listen to this. I know we've talked about it at some point if you've known me long enough. Here we go.
There are a lot of people who wrote these eulogies for Senator Byrd in the newspapers, and I read a bunch of them, and they mentioned that he once had a fleeting association with the Ku Klux Klan. And what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He was a country boy from the hills and hollows of West Virginia. He was trying to get elected. And maybe he did something he shouldn't have done, and he spent the rest of his life making it up. And that's what a good person does. There are no perfect people. There are certainly no perfect politicians.
That was Bill Clinton at Robert Byrd's funeral in 2010. Robert Byrd. I'm going to tell you a little about Robert Byrd. But he made it seem like, you know, a fleeting moment where you mistakenly, you know, start a chapter of the Ku Klux Klan. Hillary referred to him as a mentor and as an extremely good friend. Robert Byrd was in the Ku Klux Klan, and he got people to join the Ku Klux Klan. So we can spin this any way we want. That is a racist, bigot piece of shit. And he was in our government for a very long time. But I'm going to let Barack Obama drive this home. And then I'm going to tell you about Robert Byrd. And then I want to know what all these celebrities think about this. About the fact that this man was in government. He was a member and a recruiter for the Ku Klux Klan. And he got a free pass and everything was all peaches and cream. Joe Biden went up there, talked for about 22 minutes. But here's Obama.
We know there are things he said,
And read the comments, because they're kind of funny.
things he did that he came to regret. I remember talking about that the first time I visited with him. He said, there are things I regretted in my youth. You may know that. And I said, none of us are absent some regrets, Senator. That's why we enjoy and seek the grace of God. And as I reflect on the full sweep of his 92 years, it seems to me that his life bent towards justice. Like the Constitution he tucked in his pocket, like our nation itself, Robert Byrd possessed that quintessential American quality, and that is a capacity to change, a capacity to learn, a capacity to listen, a capacity to be made more perfect.
New York homeowner.
Okay, so that is the free pass that was given to this man, right? And I feel like this whole episode, they're going to run it through some sort of algorithm, take any type of clip they can, and they're going to censor me like they did on last Friday. Because when the message is good, they don't want it to get out, right? Okay. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Robert Byrd. In the early 1940s, Byrd recruited 150 people in West Virginia to form a chapter of the KKK. Joel L. Baskin, the Grand Dragon, they have dragons too, of the Mid-Atlantic region, arrived to organize the chapter. Baskin was impressed with Byrd's skills and encouraged him to get involved in politics. Byrd was unanimously named Exalted Cyclops. They have Cyclopses. Which meant that Byrd was the top officer in the local Klan. The responsibilities for this role included leading meetings and initiating incoming members. Byrd later announced his membership to the organization, although his early record in Congress on race and civil rights was mixed. For example, Byrd partook in a lengthy filibuster effort against 1964 Civil Rights Act. So he refers to his time as a cyclops in the Ku Klux Klan as something that led him to embarrassment. Everyone gave him a free pass. They're like, oh, he was a country boy trying to get into politics. He did it to help himself. Other people were like, oh, it was a misunderstanding. He's a great man. And now, if you say Rush Limbaugh was a good man, like Meghan McCain did, then you are, I don't know, you're racist. That's what it comes down to. But Biden and Obama, you're going to say Obama's black. Obama suffers from multicultural whiteness. Matter of fact, he's half white. So he's got to have some privilege. Do we ever talk about Obama's privilege? Or does that just not exist? Does the privilege stop at being only half black? I don't know. Or half white. I'm very confused. And of course, yesterday we had up the whole little meter, and you've seen it on all on TV today. I told you, I'm usually either before the story that night or the day before. They have a meter of the 8 phases or so of whiteness, where you fall on white supremacist and abolitionist. Okay? So tell me, when does the stupidity end? When is everyone going to say, you know what, fucking cancel me, bro? You're stupid. I ain't dealing with it. Because we know there were 74 million people that voted conservative. They have to be canceled outright, right? So when do we all just say, take a walk, good luck. We don't care. Everybody that's caving, every minute you sit silent, you are getting canceled. You've been canceled already. So why not just go through with it? Be actually canceled, and maybe you'll grow a pair of balls. So this is a heated episode because I love when I see such stupid shit by people who think they're so morally superior, that know better than you. And famous people know better than the leftists that are so crazy that already think they know better than you. They're like the king. They know better than anybody. They know better than the president, for sure. And with Biden, anybody knows better than the president because the guy's a blabbering mess of a dementia patient who is basically giving China a free pass for, you know, basically having concentration camps where they re-educate Muslims and rape them. This is real life. So, use your voice. We the people are the news. I will be back at 6 p.m. tomorrow in the snowstorm, if the good Lord haveth, and the Facebooketh don't taketh. Share this, follow at We the People Are the News everywhere. Follow us on Instagram. They will come for me, they will cancel me. We all know this is coming. But I don't care. Everybody has to grow up. You should probably hit the share button on this too. Why not? I will be back next week. So we're going to always have Monday and Thursday episodes. And then you could just check for updates. I'm finishing this week out. There's going to be an episode every night. I have more than enough material. But as of next week, it's going to be guaranteed Monday and Thursday. And I'll add episodes as I see fit. Like I was thinking about not having tonight's episode. And then this all came about. And I was like, too easy to rip apart a bunch of self-centered piece of crap humans. So I had to do it. So I will see you very, very soon. Share it. And everybody, I tell you, good day. Cheers. See you soon.